Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Blaze Black 2. Last time, we completed yet another conquest of the Plasma Frigate. Well, not quite. This episode, we are going to be hopefully finalizing that conquest. The device is indestructible. You will never be able to release Curem. You don't have the sense to know when to quit, it seems. It's an act of mercy on my part to bring this to an end now. And yes, we have to fight Zinzolin again. They're throwing a lot of boss fights at us, especially now. Trust me, there's going to be 5 boss fights this episode. Yeah, that's crazy, and this isn't even the end. This is not the end yet. They're just throwing so many boss fights at us right now, it's insane. So anyway, first things first, we have Abomasnow right here, which we are going to smash with a Flame Burst. And wow, it definitely had an item to survive that. There's no way it didn't. Alright, we're going to take a Wood Hammer, and it actually has recoil, which is amusing, and that brings it down. Alrighty, up next is Mamoswine, and as you can see, yeah, this guy is a Hail summoner. He summons Hail right at the beginning of the battle, and yeah, that's not the greatest thing ever, just because everyone on the team takes damage from Hail because we do not have an Ice type on our team. Anyway, here we have Mamoswine, which is a Pokemon I always found really amusing, mainly for a fact that it sounds like a grown man screaming in pain. Seriously, go listen to its cry. It's like, what is with this cry? It's the most bizarre thing ever. Anyway, we are going to take an Earthquake, and unfortunately my Steel-type moves did not do nearly as much as I was expecting them to. And of course, hit me while I'm down, why don't ya? We get hit with some Ice. Let's see, we're not in the best position here. I'm going to send out Lucario, though, because I'm almost certain we're going to be faster. Although we are facing opponents in the 60s on a regular basis now, so our speed advantage might not be the most certain thing out there. But we bring down Mamoswine. Alrighty. Up next, we have Walrein coming out. I think I'm going to keep Lucario in for this one, although Magnezone would have been a better match. So I think what we want to do is just hit it with another Aura Sphere. Yeah, I think this is probably going to bring it down unless it has another Focus Sash, which it doesn't. Very good. Alrighty. Up next, we have Weavile, which is another Pokemon that I really like, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago. Gonna send Victini back in for this one, and hopefully we can bring it down, because I'd really like Victini to get another level up before the next boss fight. Although I'm not entirely sure how feasible that is, and of course it has Fake Out. Yeesh. That did a lot of damage. Wow, okay. Alright, let's see if this Flame Burst can bring it down. I hope it can, but I'm not crossing my fingers for it. No, it actually doesn't. Oh, that Night Slash is gonna hurt. That might bring us down right here. Yep. Oh, of course, it's a critical hit. Sheesh. Alrighty, let's send Lucario back in for this one, just to clean up a little bit. Lucario will also be very helpful in the upcoming boss fight, so it's not a total loss. But I am definitely going to want to go back and heal with that Doctor one more time before we press onwards. Because the next boss fight is going to be quite a doozy when we get there. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have played this game before. Alrighty, I think he's got 2 Pokemon left. Alright, we have Drifblim coming in next. Let's give Gastrodon a time to shine. We're going to use that Ice Beam once again, put it to good use. Because unfortunately, Magnezone is down for the count at the moment. Alrighty, we might be faster, I'm not sure. Oh, nope, it's faster, and it puts us to sleep, which is great. But another thing that's pretty great is the fact that Drifblim is going to get hit by the hail as well. And it's always nice when the opponent gets a little nick like that, because that instantly nullifies Focus Sash. Which is awesome, because Focus Sash can be something pretty annoying to have to deal with. Anyway, I'd really appreciate it if we could wake up this turn, because I really want Ice Beam to get use right here. Yes, we woke up. Awesome. I think this will knock it out. I'm actually not sure. I don't know how high Drifblim's special defense is. But apparently it's not high enough, and we get a critical of our own to bring it down. And last up is Cryogonal. Cryogonal is a weird Pokemon for me because I'm of the opinion that this thing should 100% be part Ghost type. I mean, like, just look at this thing. That thing looks like it should be Ghost type, but it's not, so we can just hit it with Aura Sphere right here because it's pure Ice. In fact, Kyurem is the only Ice-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 5 that is not pure Ice. Which is really, really odd, unless of course we count Frost Rotom because it was changed to be an Ice type in Black and White. Which I suppose counts, but still. I feel like we should have had more variety in our Ice types. But anyway, down goes Cryogonal, and we win. It is the same for anyone. As long as you are dreaming, the dream will never reveal itself to you. And we get a lot of money. Wowee. Beaten again? No matter. Team Plasma will get the last laugh. Yeah, I'm gonna go run off and heal, and I will be right back. Alrighty. We are all healed. As you can see right here, it looks like it controls the temperature inside the ship. And here, it's a device to control the ship's energy system. Yes, Kyurem is definitely being used right here, and as you can see, there are two different ways to go. If you intend to continue, step on the other warp panel. Keep in mind that you're going to get beaten up if you do. Yes, indeed, we cannot proceed this direction yet. We must go this way. Welcome. I was asked by an acquaintance to help with his research. What I desire is to bring out the entirety of Pokemon potential. If I can accomplish that, I don't care what it takes. If it means this strength must be brought out by the interactions between Pokemon and trainers, then so be it. If it means you have to use a merciless approach, like Team Plasma's, and force out all of the Pokemon's power, then so be it. And yes, if the entire world is destroyed as a result, then so be it. That aside, the reason I have been traveling all over Unova and battling many Pokemon trainers is because I was testing the viability of this approach to bringing out the full strength of Pokemon. In that respect, you've done an amazing job. Well now, tell me if you have the answer I desire or not. If you're ready, come at me. And come at you we shall. It looks like you're ready then. Okay, let us begin. We are challenged by Team Plasma Colress. After all of this time, it turns out Colress is in fact working for Team Plasma in order to bring out the potential of Pokemon. He does not care what it takes for his plan to succeed, as long as it does. So we must prove to him that the interaction between people and Pokemon is what will fulfill his dream, not the evil ends of Team Plasma. And of course we have Trick Room coming in right here, which is a little unfortunate. Let's try... Ooh, wow, it actually has Thunderbolt. Ooh. I was not aware of that. That is going to hurt significantly, and we actually survive. I'm really hoping this will be a one-shot. It's a Stab Dark Pulse, but unfortunately it does have a Weakening Berry, and that weakened it a lot. Come on, more. Bring out your Pokemon's power. Eesh, we're in a bit of a rough spot right off the bat here. I think our best bet is actually to count on him using Thunderbolt again and send out Gastrodon, because Gastrodon is very slow, and thus, as a result of the Trick Room, should outspeed this Behem. Yes, we planned that switch well. I'm going to use Surf just to get the stab on it. And wow, it actually is faster than me under Trick Room. I am surprised at that fact. Alright. By the way, I really love this music. We did actually get a glimpse of it earlier in the LP because the hack creator modified the game so it would play during our first fight against Colress. But I opted not to acknowledge it there, mainly because I feel like it's best served an introduction at this point in the game. Anyway, up next we have Porygon Z. I want to switch to Lucario for this because Porygon Z, despite its looks, is in fact a normal type, and we definitely want to take advantage of its weaknesses. Alright. Porygon Z, meet Aura Sphere. Now I'll be honest, I don't know if its physical or special defense is higher. I want to say it's the physical defense, but I guess it doesn't matter because we got a one-shot on it. 2009 experience points, good year. This year Heart Gold Soul Silver came out. And up next we have the big bad. We have Metagross. That is something to be absolutely feared. Metagross is one of the most powerful Pokemon out there. Not counting legendaries, but I mean, Metagross is pretty much a legendary all on its own, and it looks like it has an air balloon, which means we should not open up with a ground type attack. Not that I was planning to, let's hit it with Flame Burst. It's practically legendary versus legendary right here. It's getting its agility on right here, which is probably good for it because Metagross is quite slow, and it actually outspeeds us with just one agility, and hits us with an Earthquake, which is going to hurt a lot. But once again, we managed to survive it. And down it goes. Alrighty, Gastrodon gets a level 68, which is very good. And up next is Rotom. Now, I do not remember which type Rotom this is, but I think it's the water type one. So, I think Magnezone is probably a good pick for this. Let's just see what we got here. It is the water type one. Good thing I called that. Anyway, let's try Thunderbolt. It's not going to be super effective, I don't think. But Thunderbolt is still a good move, especially coming off of a stabbed Pokemon like Magnezone right there. Yeah, more than half, and we got Paralysis, because this is before the Paralysis nerf in X and Y. And because of that, we actually get to go first, and we bring it down. Nice. And up next is his own Magnezone. I think Lucario is probably going to be a good matchup for this Magnezone. Mainly because I feel like Magnezone has the potential to really hurt some of the Pokemon on our team that have already seen action in this fight. So I think we are going to hit it with another Aura Sphere, and hopefully that'll bring it down to probably 1 HP because it most likely has Levitate. Not Levitate, Sturdy. Yep, we got a critical hit, and we have Sturdy coming in there, and it paralyzes us, which definitely isn't the best thing in the world to have happen, but I think we should be good. We popped its air balloon, so I'm going to try Bulldoze, and of course he full restores it. Ouch. Alrighty, and of course we're paralyzed on that turn, so our free turn is basically null. And it's actually using Volt Switch on us, which is interesting because it's going to be able to switch out right here, I think. Yep. So his last Pokemon is Klinklang, which I think... No, it does not have Levitate because it has to have plus or minus. And it actually took that Bulldoze like a champ. I'm going to try Force Palm right here. It's going to use Gear Shifter or Shift Gear or whatever it is. That was one of the moves that they hyped a lot during the run-up to Black and White, so I keep on getting it confused with its Japanese name. But anyway, Force Palm brings down Klinklang. And finally, up last, we have Magnezone, as you might expect. I'm going to send out Victini, I think, because Lucario's in a bit of a bad way. So let's see if we can get a lucky hit on Magnezone right here. I'm more psyched than I've ever been. I can still go on. Well, so can I, Colress. So can I. One thing I kind of have to mention is Colress seems to be a corruption of the word colorless, as in the lack of shading, lack of black or white, or something like that. But anyway, I find that really, really interesting, because his Japanese name is Achroma, which is also sort of the lack of color whatsoever, so I find that a really interesting bit of theming there. Anyway, he brings down Victini, which is a little disappointing. So I think I want to... let's try Gastrodon, actually, just to give it a shot. It's the battle of the slow Pokemon. Who is faster? It is actually him, which is a little unfortunate. And we make it through that. Unfortunately, we lose the awesome music, but Surf should bring down Magnezone, and it does. We have won, Colress. We have won. So this is what it means to draw forth the power hidden in your Pokémon. So strong. You're a very strong trainer indeed. So, let me ask you this. Are you thinking of reaching even higher heights by understanding each other as Pokemon and trainer? You bet. I see. To me, that is an ideal answer. To think, that's what you actually believe. You bring out the power of your Pokemon with respect and love. Excuse me for repeating myself, but if it will make Pokemon stronger, I don't care what it takes. If interacting with Pokemon can increase their powers only to a certain point, then their full strength must be brought out using a scientific approach, even one without a conscience. But you have shown me the potential of your approach. To me, whether Team Plasma wins, or whether you win, will decide how the relationship between people and Pokemon should be. So, where will this be settled? Step on the warp panel on the other side of the room where Kyurem is being held. Good luck in your battle. Good luck indeed, Colress, in both my future and yours. Alrighty, I am going to run back and heal one more time because as you can see, that battle did quite a number on our Pokemon, so I'm going to be right back. Alrighty, here we are, back in Kyurem's room. Now normally I would probably end things off here, but I mean, we've got some momentum going. I think we should head right over to this room because I feel like it would be better to stop after this point than before it. What? You beat Colress? Ah, I pretended to be strong, but I don't have any Pokemon. And off he goes. Let's go through the final warp panel in the Plasma Frigate. That blasted Colress. The fool is far too committed to pure science. This is how he repays me for making him the boss of Team Plasma? How dare he put his personal intellectual curiosity before our ultimate mission of conquering Unova? How fortunate for you. Few get to be the sole audience member for one of my speeches. Team Plasma will use its knowledge and technology to take Kyurem's true power to its absolute limit and freeze the Unova region. The terrified people and Pokemon will bow at Team Plasma's... no. At my feet. Kyurem is an empty being, the remnants of a certain Pokemon when it split into Reshiram and Zekrom. My desire is absolute rule of Unova. That's right, Kyurem will be the vessel into which my desires will be poured. Lord Ghetsis, Kyurem has been transferred. It's finally here. The wonderful era in which I am the absolute ruler of Unova has finally arrived. I'll let you take care of this. Wait, you're one of the Shadow Triad, right? Tell me about the purloin that was stolen in Aspertia. Very well. This might be it. I stole this Pokémon 5 years ago in Espertia, so it seems likely that it is the Pokémon you are talking about. But now it only listens to my commands. Such is the fate of Pokémon that are trapped in Pokeballs. What? Don't mess with me. That's someone else's Pokémon. Ah, I feel sorry for Pokémon. They're ruled by Pokeballs and the whims of their trainers. Lord Ghetsis spoke of Pokémon liberation 2 years ago, simply for his own ambitions. But if his plans had succeeded, many Pokémon would have been saved. This Liepard, well, you knew it as a Purloin. If it had been released, it might have returned to you. Well then. You there. I won't let you interfere with Lord Ghetsis' plans. And we have yet another boss fight coming at us right here. This is one of the members of the Shadow Triad. I gotta say, once again, I think it is really, really cool how you actually fight these characters in Black 2 and White 2. You did not do anything of the sort in the original Black and White. In fact, there were only 2 non-grunt characters involved with Team Plasma that you would actually fight as a part of the story, so I feel like the ability to fight these characters gives the team a lot more variety and makes it quite eerie in a way, considering the design of the Shadow Triad in general. Anyway, up next we have Absol. I think I want to switch over to Lucario for this to get our type advantage. Now, as you might remember, they're called the Shadow Triad, and yet only one of them is here at the moment. You have to wonder where the other 2 might be. But anyway, let's smash this Absol with an Aura Sphere, and hopefully we'll get a little bit closer to getting some answers about Hugh's Pokémon. Alrighty. Up next is Crobat. I think it would be good to send Victini back into this. Victini's very close to level 66. Hopefully it'll get it soon. In fact, it might be this very fight right here. Because, as you might recall, Crobat is weak to psychic attacks, and of course it uses U-turn. Because that's just the way things work, I suppose. And up last is Scizor, which is a significantly worse matchup for psychic moves. Yeah, that did hardly anything at all. Let's try Flame Burst, and it's actually faster than me, which is a little scary. But luckily, Scizor is actually quadruple weak to fire, which means it goes down without a hitch. And Victini does get level 66. Very good. And up next, or rather last, is Crobat. Second time's the charm, right? Let's blast it with a Psychic. And Hypnosis actually misses, which is super lucky. And we don't quite get the one-shot. Ooh, that hurts. Hits us with a Cross Poison, which hopefully Victini survives. Yes. And down goes Crobat. Very good. Get a lot of experience for that. It doesn't bother us a bit if the stolen Pokemon cry or beg. You're not done yet. I have no problem with you, but this is for Lord Ghetsis. Yep, we have to fight all 3 of these guys. So we have to fight Zinzalin, Colress, and all 3 of the Shadow Triad. Now what is interesting about the Shadow Triad is they all fight in different styles. The first one fought in single battles, this one is actually fighting in triple battles, which is an interesting idea. But anyway, unfortunately Victini is not in a very good position to take out that Bisharp, but it is in a good position to take out this Weezing, so I think that's what we're going to do. Going to hit Bayonet with Crunch, and we don't really have anything to do against that Bisharp, so I think I'm just going to hit it with a Thunderbolt and see what happens. Ouch, okay. That's not exactly something I was counting on, but I guess it's just something that happens. Got Sucker Punch coming out to Garchomp, which hits for a lot of damage, wow. And we don't even get Bayonet all the way KO'd. That was a bit of a rough turn. I really would have liked it if that fight had gone better that turn. And of course we get poisoned. Man, it's just kicking us while we're down. Ooh, this is actually not the best scenario for us. I'm going to send in Lucario right here. Just in the hopes that we can get some KOs going here. Let's see. Bulldoze? Well, I don't know. I think Weezing is actually immune to that. I think Weezing comes packed with Levitate, but let's try... I'm gonna try Dragon Pulse. I think Poison resists fighting. That's my logic behind it. But anyway, hopefully... Oh, nope. Oof. I was gonna say, hopefully Garchomp would outspeed and knock out that Bayonet, but I guess it wasn't to be. Got Sucker Punch coming out onto Magnezone, which does significantly less damage than it did before. And Dragon Pulse doesn't quite take out Weezing, but I think Thunderbolt is going to bring down Bisharp right here. So honestly, this fight isn't going too awfully. Sludge Bomb does not affect Lucario, which is an interesting AI choice right there. But I guess we'll take it. I'm going to send in Mandibuzz next. And up next is Excelgor, which is a pretty lucky pick, actually. Because we can hit Weezing with Dragon Pulse, hit Excelgor with Brave Bird, because it is actually very weak to that move, and hit Bayonet with Thunderbolt. And hopefully, yes, we had a miss on Focus Blast right there. That is amazing. Hopefully that will allow us to bring down this entire team of 3 in one turn. Alright, let's see how much Brave Bird is going to do. I expect this to be a knockout. And it is, and it's a critical for good measure. Now that is really going to hurt on the recoil side, but it wasn't too terrible. Alright, Magnezone, don't miss. Awesome. Very good. And Lucario gets level 71, which is super awesome. It doesn't bother us a bit if Pokemon win or lose. Even if I lose, Lord Ghetsis simply has to win. We swore to be loyal to Lord Ghetsis since he saved us. So apparently Lord Ghetsis, this Lord Ghetsis guy, saved the Shadow Triad from some sort of horrible fate in the past. Really interesting. You have to wonder what the nature of that is, although, if I'm recalling correctly, I don't think it was ever actually explained, which is a little unfortunate. Alright, what's our best bet here? I think our best bet would actually be to use Ice Beam, as long as Bisharp does not stay in here, which it doesn't. I don't remember if Ice is super effective on Bug. I think it is. And of course we're getting evasion boosts right off the bat. And of course, with one simple evasion boost, it misses. Alright, I'm not going to take another chance. I'm just going to use Stab Surf and pray it hits. Sheesh. And it misses again. Alright, we're switching into Ninjask right here, which actually, of course, is faster than me, and hits with X-Scissor, which hit hard because we get another critical. Man, there's a lot of criticals flying around here. Luckily... Oh wow, it actually survived. Darn it. And it gets an attack boost and a speed boost at the end of this turn, which is something definitely worth fearing. I'm going to try Surf again. Now, I think the evasion boost this thing got actually carry over even when it's rotated out, so a lot of stuff is going to be missing this Venomoth, unfortunately. Man, can you just stop? See, this is why evasion moves are generally banned competitively because it turns the game into a game of luck. Luckily, we managed to hit it, but only for slightly more than half, which hurts a lot, because we have to hit this thing again. Luckily, Bisharp gets swapped in, and it has no evasion boosts whatsoever, and we can hit it with Surf and pop its air balloon. Alright, now we've got... oh wow, it's baton passing that evasiveness. What's it switching into? Gengar. Ooh, that could be a bit rough. Now Gengar has now gotten all of these evasion boosts. That's a little rough. But I think spamming Surf is probably our best bet at this point, and of course we have Endure coming in. Man, this is a seriously stall-oriented team. Wowee. I'm actually quite impressed with this team that this guy has put together. Alright. Now, hopefully this will bring down Bisharp. I'm not positive it will, though, and that's gonna hurt, and now we're in the red, which is a little rough. But luckily, Bisharp goes down, which should bring Venomoth back out, except without its evasive boosts, which is awesome. Indeed, there it is. I think we're probably good for Ice Beam right here, unless he rotates into Gengar, and he puts me to sleep. Hey, are you serious? That hurts a lot. Oh well. I know Gastrodon's been basically carrying this fight, but... I mean, this is the kind of... that's the thing with rotation battles. It has so much randomness to it that you can never really decide what it is you want to do, and I like how it threw in Lucario immediately there, since Lucario was the only other Pokemon I had at my disposal. That's actually really nice attention to detail. Anyway, I'm going to try Dragon Pulse right here. I have a feeling it'll knock out whatever I throw at it, except maybe that Gengar? Oh wow, Venomoth actually took that, and it's getting the evasive boosts again. Yikes. Alright, anyway, Ninjask is switching in, and it's probably not going to survive this turn. I think we can say that for a certainty. There we go. Ninjask is down, which means the opponent is now down to 2 team members, which is definitely a lot more manageable. I think Dragon Pulse is still my best bet. Here we have Venomoth right here. Please hit. Yes. Alrighty, and Venomoth is down as well. Very good. And now we just have Gengar on the opponent's side, which means I think it's probably a good idea to switch into Mandibuzz and see if we can hit it with Dark Pulse. Luckily, oh no, we actually had 2 misses, so I guess it's not lucky for anybody. And of course he nails the Hypnosis. Yikes. Maybe I should have healed before this fight. Oh well. Probably makes it a lot more intense trying to sort of tank it out like this. But now, I'll be honest, I am legitimately worried here because we are getting a bit weak. I think I am going to go the overkill route and use a full restore right here. I haven't healed a lot during fights this LP, but as you can see, with that Gengar just so evasive, I think that's something worth worrying about. So we're going to heal up Mandibuzz all the way there, and it is going to hit us with another Focus Blast, which is going to do quite a bit of damage, but the nice thing is it's going to lose even more of its HP. Now, I don't want to heal again. I think I want to switch back to Lucario and try and hit this thing with a Bulldoze, because I think Bulldoze is actually super effective on Gengar. Or does it have Levitate? You know, I'm not going to risk it. I think Gengar might have Levitate, so we're going to do Dragon Pulse instead. And we actually get a hit off of it, which is awesome. Alright, this thing's super close to being brought down. Can we hit one more time? No. But this Focus Blast might give us the recoil we need. It depends on how much Lucario tanks it. And it doesn't tank it at all because it's super effective, so this might do the recoil we need. Oh wow, that actually wasn't even close. I am legitimately surprised, but I think if Gengar tries to use Focus Blast anymore, it will KO itself with the recoil. At least I can hope. In fact, I'm going to bank on that. I am going to rotate into Magnezone right here, because if this thing does hit my Magnezone, it is going to do a ton of damage, and hopefully the recoil will have an effect. And of course it misses, and we get the hit, which is even better. Wow, that was an intense fight. And Magnezone gets level 68 for its troubles. It doesn't bother us a bit if we have to use another Pokemon after one is defeated. Listen well. The only thing we want is the world Lord Ghetsis desires. No matter. The only thing you can do is watch Lord Ghetsis use Kyurem to freeze Unova solid. That's all. I'll return this Pokemon to you. Considering what Lord Ghetsis is about to do, I have no further need of it. Hey, David. If we let Team Plasma do whatever they want, there'll be more sad Pokemon like Purloin and Kyurem